Good afternoon. It is 5 o'clock on a Monday, and I am off once again to my acupuncture appointment. Today is the last day, I guess, of this part of the implantation cycle. I go back to the doctor's office tomorrow morning. This building is going to be super close to this road. But look at this. Look at how close this is. It's like right here. Here's the sidewalk. The spotting that I was happening on the Lupron has stopped. And I'm still not on birth control. I'm still only on Lupron. And there's no more bleeding. So no bleeding. Tomorrow is my second appointment of the cycle. I believe I will be starting the estrogen patches after that. And I've had no caffeine, no alcohol. I've been eating healthy. I've been doing the fertility smoothie. I've been taking all the supplements. I've been drinking raspberry leaf tea. I wish I had known about a lot of this stuff while I was doing my last IVF cycles last year. This information would have been very helpful to know, but I was very convinced that the doctors were right and that there's nothing that you can do to improve egg quality. And I am not convinced of that anymore. I believe that the doctors are wrong. There are things that you can do to improve your fertility and your egg quality. I know, I've read the stories, I've seen studies, I've seen the statistics, and I no longer am as mad at Eve. I talked a lot about how the hormones of the birth control were affecting me in the first couple of days that I started taking it. You don't see me talk about that the rest of the time, pretty much, because I attribute that fact to the acupuncture. I really do think that the acupuncture helped. I did it 3 times a week, consistently, sometimes 4. When I was really feeling it. I think that really contributed to my essentially not noticing after those first couple days that I was even on birth control anymore. Instead of exploding in anger at people at work, it seemed like I had more energy to get things done around the house, to do work. So it turned into a positive thing. So I don't know if it's because of doing the acupuncture, it kind of released that energy to go work in a more positive way, as opposed to, maybe the birth control was pushing more energy into places that were stuck and was making me irritable. I don't know how it worked exactly, but I do know that it did work for me. I am very grateful for that. give you a quick update on how my kitchen organization is looking because it's going very well. There's been some changes and I'm really happy with them. In my last vlog, I was trying to reorganize this area for my smoothies. It is now much more organized. All my smoothie stuff is right in here. And then the smoothie making ninja that I use is right here. So very convenient. Stephen and I also upgraded our pots and pans to a stainless steel. We have a whole set on this new kitchen shelf that we have. So much better. And we have a second one coming. And then over here, we got everything off the floor. Yay! Everything off the floor for the most part, besides the excess of bone broth. This is much more organized as well. I'm so happy with the improvements that we've made. So much better about the healthier environment that we're going to be cooking in and the things that we're both breathing in our air as well as putting into our bodies. So had to give you guys an update because this has been a pretty major change. It's been a long time needed, as you saw. Apparently just needed the right motivation to actually make it happen. So I'm making my smoothie, removing the kale leaves and this little steamer basket thing that I have. When it's full of fresh kale, makes about a half a cup of steamed kale. So it's the perfect little measurement. It's good to buy organic in all your fresh fruits and vegetables as much as possible because pesticides are a big source of toxins that have an impact on baby brain health. So we want to reduce that as much as possible. Pesticides is like one of the biggest things that can impact brain health in a growing baby. So it's actually one of the primary things that you want to try and reduce any exposure to while pregnant or for fertility. So organic as much as possible. There's a thing called the Dirty Dozen. I'm not sure exactly which things those are, but I do know that of the things that I like to eat, things like grapes and apples, I definitely need to wash and make sure they're free of pesticides because those are some of the higher risk ones. The organic frozen berry blend that you saw me buy from Costco, this is my second bag of it already. I've been making the smoothies for both myself and Stephen in the morning, so we've been going through this pretty quickly. And I am going to heat the berries in the microwave, about a half cup here. And the reason why I heat the berries in the microwave is because it's good to have warming foods. That's also why I'm steaming the kale. It does two things. It makes it easier for your body to digest it, and it's also warming. It brings warmth to your body and your womb. So we want to have warm things as much as possible. I'm having this fertility smoothie every day, and every other day I switch from either the collagen or the plant protein. This brand was recommended by tomakeamommy.com blog, which is where I found the fertility smoothie recipe, and she recommended these brands because they test each batch for heavy metals, so you know you're not getting any heavy metals when you're using these supplements, which heavy metals is something that you need to be aware of when you're buying supplements like these, and also your antioxidants as well, because from the processing that they do, they can oftentimes find heavy metals are in those powders. So yesterday I used the plant protein, so today I'm going to do collagen. I also like Vital Proteins, and you can get this at Costco, and it's a great price, and I think this is an excellent choice to use as well. I still put this in my AG1. We're getting lots and lots of collagen. It's in bone broth as well. All right, so it looks like this is steaming. Here we go. Set my timer for 3 minutes and start on my other things. I sometimes include oats. I think I'm actually going to include them today. Sometimes I don't include oats because it makes it really thick if I have the oats. So if you want a less thick shake, You don't have to include oats. So, and if there's any resources that you like to use or you find really great go-tos for your fertility journey or implantation or, early pregnancy, feel free to leave that in the comments below. I would love to know what those are, and I'm sure other people who are watching this video would also appreciate it as well. So I kind of do the major stuff first, and then I'll move into the antioxidants. So next we have peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I love putting this in my smoothie. There's not, well, you'll see, I add a little bit of sugar, but there's not supposed to be any sugar in it. So this just is really satisfying to me when I put this in. I started using 2 tablespoons at first because that's what the recipe said would give you the most amount of protein. But there's honestly a lot of protein in the shake already. I didn't need 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. It also makes it really thick when you use 2 tablespoons. So now I'm only just using 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. A very generous tablespoon of peanut butter. And if you're enjoying my cute little pot holders that I have back here, my mother makes these. She's an excellent seamstress and embroidery artist. So unfortunately not have a link below for you. Kale is nice and floppy, easy to digest. Wheatgrass, great superfood, or great antioxidant, filled with chlorophyll, which is great for your cells. And for these kind of supplements, you can go with the recommended amount on the packaging or whatever you think is appropriate for your smoothie. Some of these have very large serving sizes. The spirulina has a really large serving size. Spirulina has a very large serving size. It's 1 tablespoon. So I usually just do 1 teaspoon because, these supplements are not cheap. I don't necessarily, if I don't think I need quite that much, then I'm just gonna put, I have like 3 different types of antioxidants in here. So I think 1 teaspoon is good and will make it last longer. And same with the acai. For flavorings, I just add a sprinkle of cinnamon. Good for flavor, it's also good for fertility. And then I started doing this for Steven. I'm putting a little of this agave sweetener in his, and then I tried his and I was like, okay, this makes it like way easier to drink. So I just put a little touch in there just to kind of round the whole thing out. Before I get to blending, I'm gonna fill this up with the unsweetened organic coconut milk from Costco. Great price on this. This is gonna be for the liquid portion. I realized it'd probably be healthier if I used water for at least a portion of it, but I don't do that. All right, here we go. And there we have it. Also switched from plastic straws to metal, and this one is silicone. I'm gonna use the silicone one to take us bigger. Even though I'm not drinking anything hot, the fact that the plastic straws would go in the dishwasher occasionally, almost everything plastic I put in the dishwasher at some point, or often, I decided to replace them with silicone and the metal straws. And it is best to wash all of your, if you're not in the habit of doing this already, it's best to wash these things right away after you make your smoothie. It takes a lot less effort. I was really looking forward to this smoothie this morning. It's very good. So that's my fertility smoothie and my kitchen update. Hope you enjoyed, and I will check back in with you later. Today marks the 2nd phase, I'm calling it, of my implantation cycle. This morning I went back to the clinic for my 2nd doctor's appointment since I started the cycle with the birth control and Lupron. Obviously I am now off the birth control and I'm only taking Lupron. And as of today, I was cleared by my doctors to start estrogen for the next 14 days. So it is officially phase 2 of the implantation cycle, and I am really excited. This is going to be overall, when it's all said and done with, a 40-day cycle, and my cycles are normally closer to 28 days. So this is quite an extended period of time for me. I've been trying to get pregnant for years at this point. But last year I went through 3 IVF partial cycles where we just did the egg retrieval part. And so I did 3 of those cycles. I'm now 44 years old. I was 43 years old at the time. All 3 of those cycles failed. So I never actually got to the implantation stage of IVF. I've never actually gotten to this stage in any of our fertility treatments. This is Miami in October. Lots and lots of construction going on, lots of things happening here. Parties every weekend, beautiful weather. Honestly, some of the wintertime months are the best time to be in Miami because you get perfectly gorgeous sunny skies every single day. Very comfortable weather too. The humidity drops quite a bit in these fall and winter months. Our lease is up in February with all the improvements that we're making to try and make our house cleaner, non-toxic, safer. We're basically nesting, but because of that, we are considering extending our lease 1 more year. We'd like to buy something in the Miami area, but the prices right now are still, we think, inflated for where they should be. So we're gonna wait another year, see what happens. We won't be able to wait much longer after that because, fingers crossed, there'll be more than just the 2 of us to consider. And right now we have a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom condo that we rent. But it's nice to know that that stability is there, that, you know, should I get pregnant here in the next 20 days or so, that I'm not going to be uprooting my entire living situation a few short months after that. That would be a little stressful. Obviously, I can do it and people have done it before. But it's just nice to know that, you know, we're going to have that stability. This could change, obviously, should we find the perfect house in the next few months and somehow be able to make the numbers work on top of all the IVF stuff that we're paying for, which is, you know, insurance is covering a portion of it, but they're definitely not covering the majority of it. But I did not go to the office today because I had the doctor's appointment in the morning, and then by the time I got back, I was just getting ready for work. But I have to say, my energy level this morning was fantastic. I actually bought decaf coffee yesterday at Whole Foods because I was going to switch to that instead of drinking lemon water and tea in the morning, which is what I've been doing. But I skipped it and decided that I'll only have decaf on the weekends because I had so much energy this morning. It felt great. Like I just bounded out of bed and, you know, got right in the shower, started getting things ready for my appointment. And if you've watched any of my other vlogs of me going through IVF, typically I would be sleeping in until the appointment, and then I just would have to wait till I got back home before I even took a shower, got ready for work or anything. And that was not the case today, and I was really happy about that. So maybe this no caffeine thing is pretty good for me. So I decided to keep it up during the weekdays, and then on the weekends when I can drink coffee with Steven, that's when I'll treat myself to a little decaf cup of joe. I have spent the entire day in a very cold office. It's very nice to be back outside in the nice warm Miami air. I know that I started this by saying that I'm in the next phase of my implantation cycle, which is basically the estrogen patches phase, I guess, because that's the only thing that's different right now, and will be that way for the next 2 weeks. I put on my second estrogen patch today. I'm still only doing one at a time. The next time that I put on estrogen patches, I will be putting on 2 at a time. So they did give me a calendar. I'm not sure if I've shown that to you on this vlog yet, but I'll definitely get a shot of it. It's, a printed calendar. I don't know why they're not using technology. We do actually have a portal. That's how we communicate, is through a portal. But yeah, all the instructions have been printed and on pieces of paper that they give me to take home. Tell me if your clinic is using technology to the fullest extent it can. I'd be curious if this is just a Florida thing or if this is IVF clinics in general. Other question I had was, do you find these walking and talking portions of the vlog entertaining? I like them because Miami is changing a lot right now, and I know that in a few years I'm going to look back on these vlogs and I'm going to see and know how much has changed in this area that I'm walking through right now. So that's kind of why I like them. But I can see how it might be annoying for someone watching if it just seems like there's too much going on. Also, I get distracted easily by things that are happening around me. There's a lot of background noise and that kind of thing. So if that is annoying, feel free to let me know. If you like it, I thought it was like a different angle, as it were, than other kinds of vlogs. Looking for feedback. I don't get many comments, so if you leave a comment, then I'll definitely read it and think about it. So there you go. Here's your chance to make an impact on a new vlogger. Yeah, so there's clearly not a lot going on in my implantation cycle thus far, besides just taking an increased amount of hormones. From what I've read, implantation, once you get to that point, it's probably of the parts of IVF being, the egg retrieval part, the implantation part, and then, I guess, the being pregnant part. The implantation part of the IVF process is the easiest part. From what I've been reading, there's a few supplements you can take to help increase uterine lining, blood flow, and that kind of thing. But honestly, most of the work that has to be done needs to be done for fertility, for increasing the quality of your eggs and quality of sperm too, and then when you're pregnant for your baby. I also attribute the ease of this cycle and adjusting to the hormones that I've been on to the acupuncture treatments. I'm really, really thankful for the acupuncture. I'm really thankful that I've been doing it on a consistent basis throughout this process instead of just a session before and after the actual implantation. Studies have actually shown that it's more beneficial to have a consistent acupuncture treatment schedule prior, a month prior to 2 weeks a month on a consistent basis, on a regular basis prior to the implantation day. That's actually been shown to have a bigger impact on implantation as compared to the session before and after the actual procedure of implantation. So that made me feel a lot better because I mentioned in my last vlog, or one of the vlogs before this, that my clinic doesn't offer the acupuncture session before and after the procedure, and they don't allow your acupuncturist to come in and perform that. And the clinic that we're going to be doing it is like 40 minutes away from where we live and where my acupuncturist is. So to get it done within that first hour is, you know, pretty much impossible. So I was really happy to see those studies. So I mean, both things help increase the chances of a successful live birth, but the regular treatments have a slight advantage over the treatment just before and after the procedure. So I was happy to see that, because that's what I've been doing. And I'm really thankful that I've been doing that, because it's made this IVF hormone adjustment period very, very smooth. I am so happy. I mean, I know what it could be. I know what it could be. And it could be, you know, what I went through last time. And I had no help with that. And I was constantly up and down, and you saw a little bit of that in my first video, but there's been none of that this cycle. And I am really, really happy about that. So just wanted to give my endorsement to acupuncture to any of you out there who are thinking about doing it. The time starts now. So there you go. That's my update for today. I will check back in with you. I have another acupuncture appointment tomorrow morning because I just love it so much. So I'll check back in with you either then or after my skincare appointment in the afternoon. See you later.